Welcome to East Lake Golf Club here in Atlanta, Georgia. We're going to cover the final holes of the penultimate tournament of the 2020 Tenacious Golf Tour season. This is a fictional golf tour that I've been running for the last year plus, and this is tournament 29 to 30, and we are at East Lake. Typically, the finishing course for the PGA Tour. They have their Tour Championship there every year for the last several years. But because I wanted to use the PGA Championship as the kind of like the grand finale, I thought in real life that would have been a great deal to have the PGA Championship sort of finish out and be sort of like the granddaddy of them all. But they chose to go a different direction, but that's what we're going to do here on the Tenacious Golf Tour. It'll be the PGA Championship, or Tenacious Championship is what we're calling it, but here we're going to do the tournament at East Lake to kind of like set the stage for that. Here, let me move this down here because that's in the way. I guess I need to move that too. Hi, John. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you enjoy this. So we've already played up through the 11th hole for the leaders, and on the leaderboard you can see that really it's a two-horse race at the moment. The two guys in the last group who have played well thus far, Trent McAdams and Yun Lee Song, a couple of mainstays on the tour, the American and the Korean. Yun Lee Song, I don't believe he has won yet this year. He'd be looking for his first tournament victory. Trent McAdams ranked 1. Of course, this is a B tier, so not everybody's playing in this tournament, but a good percentage of the top golfers. That's why we have McAdams. That's why we have Aberle, who's in third at -17. He's 4 behind. He's also playing well. Pretty much all the guys down through -16, so 5 back. We have Evan Aldrich, the Australian, and relative newcomer Alain Zelderloo, the Belgian, who is 24th in the rankings. So he's had a good season. But let's see how this plays out. We've got Hudspeth then basically 6 back. Alec Nolan, Gil Granbury 7. We'll keep playing them through, but what do we have first? Well, we have the out of contention. Not out of contention. We have the oh lordy, what do you call that? The emerging contender. That's what it is. I knew it had something to do with contending. And let's take a look at the rule. The rule states if the leader is 2 to 4 under par, which Trent McAdams for his round is 4 under par, we'll have 1 roll. Otherwise, it would be no rolls if it was 5 under par, so he was like 1 away from that. And then if we'd roll twice if it was 1 under par or better. So let's just roll in ascending order, and it's 16. Okay, we're going to get a draw golfer from the B group is going to be 2 strokes back of the leader. So let's see. I need to go back over here to this screen. So let me see if I can get this up here. Can I find it? Aha. So we will take everybody that's true. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4 out of 9. So 1 through 4, right in order there. It's because it's draw. And if we get 5 or 6, we'll re-roll. It's a 1, so it's the first guy up top, and it's Wyatt Sells. Okay, so let's go back here now. This is going to take me just a second. I debate whether to do this stuff off screen, but I didn't. So Wyatt Sells, and he's 2 strokes back. So we already had his score there. It was 201 to start. So, and to get, let's see, what would that be, end up being? Let's go with like a -8 here. That puts him 4 back. So he's got to be -10. He's having a heck of a round. He is, as they'd say in basketball, ballin'. So, okay. Hello, Dwayne. Good to see you. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong screen. That's what I'm looking for. And I got to do another quick adjustment because now that I've added, here, I can hide this. The way that this works out, when I have an emerging contender, it just makes the shape of my leaderboard a little off. There. Okay. So we've got cells hanging out, and now I got to find him in the deck and bring him out here so we can play him out. And he would be in S through Z. So let's get him out here. There he is. And how am I going to put him on the screen here so you guys can see him? I guess we'll put him right next to the hole cards. There. Okay. So that's going to be a little off because I'm going to go here and then back over there. But, alright, so we're going to play 15 with Wyatt Sells. No, 16. Excuse me. 16 with Wyatt Sells. Now I can ditch my keyboard and we can go. Ready to rock and roll here on East Lake Golf Course. So the 16th is a par 4, and you need to avoid the strategically placed fairway bunker on the right in order to score well. So we've got 3 dice here of course difficulty. So we'll see how this works out for Wyatt Sells. He gets a 4, so that's going to be course control. Then we take the silver and black, so that's 25, and then it goes to a square, which is the symbol for Golf Cam course. We then take the green rating, and we go find the par 4 part of the chart. And then we see, is this hole cordial? It isn't. Is it daunting? No, that would be up here. So easy putt for par. So we just, the easy putt for par, I have the putts delineated up top. That's a 6-6 miss, and Sells makes his par. So doesn't earn any chips. All right, so back to 15. We have 2 guys out of contention here, David Aldestad and who is this? Kenji Morita. He's not on the leaderboard now. So real quick, we will roll them as out of contention. I'll use the white and the black. And so Aldestad, so this is semi-daunting. White first, so he's going to have a bogey. Kenji Morita, we're going to have to, let's see, I think we're going to have to roll the decider die on that 1 for Morita, because that will need a decider die to be a birdie, and so it's a par. So now we'll play with Aberley. So the hole, par 3, 3 degrees of course difficulty, 211 yards, some water in front and kind of surrounding the green. It's an isthmus, as it says on the card, one of the USA's oldest such holes, surrounded by a lake. So here we go with Aberley. He could have taken control, but instead he rolls a white 6. That'll be a patient par, and we get to kind of like fast forward him past this hole. But he's got some chips to use later on. Aberley sits 4 back and is in a pretty decent position with the closing holes approaching. All right, so back to 14. Lots of chips. Yes, that's true for sure. I like to play it that way as much as possible because I feel like clutch means it ought to be used in a situation that means a lot. So I tend to go easy on using the chips unless it's like something that's locked down, such as, I don't know, a leader needing a birdie or wanting to birdie and it goes from like easy to gimme. That seems pretty, and he's got a few chips to use. So 14, a tough hole here, 520 yard par 4. So by the standards of golf, typically a 520 yard hole is going to be a par 5, but this is converted over for the tournament because the pros hit it like 311 yards or whatever. So so this says, like the first hole, this hole plays as a par 5 in non-tournament play, but plays shorter as it's downhill. Birdies are still rare, so it's still a daunting hole. Well, might even be, it's probably going to be neutral if it's a par 5. It's not going to be one of these double cordial holes. So Alain Zelderloo has 2 chips. Does he want to use them? Let's see, where is he? He is 5 back. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and use them here and try and... So he needs to use 2 because it's a daunting hole. And see if he can find a birdie on a tough hole and see how he plays on the way in. So 1, 2, 6. Is it direct? No, it's a long hole. It's not direct. He's not stone in the recovery, so it goes to his mood. And his mood is neutral. 1 asks, is he stormy? He is not stormy, so that gives him a gimme birdie putt. This works out really well for him. All he needs to do is avoid 6 sixes, and that is a birdie. So he birdies what is probably the toughest hole on the course, or one of the toughest. Just making sure my video is still moving there. But yes, he moves up to -17 in a tie with Aberle. So right there in the mix, Granberry, he's going to hold on to his chips. So 24 is Golf Cam Green. We'll go over to Golf Cam Green, look at the par 4 chart, and it's a 1. Challenging, semi-challenging, no dot, and he's not scattered, so he's going to have a clutch birdie putt. And he is going to use a chip here to make himself gold so that a 1 to 5 will make it, and he misses anyway. So doesn't lose a chip there because of that, but he does make his par. He is right on the edge of being out of contention. Let's go ahead and roll. That's a par for Westinghouse. John Westinghouse is the other card there who's out of contention. With 4 holes to play, I'm thinking about maybe taking Granberry out of there because he's 7 back. Yeah, let's do that now. We'll finish him out. Let's just save a little bit of time. Zelderloo's definitely in play. Aberle's still in play. And the only other guy, Nolan, he's in the final group, so it makes that a little bit tougher, I feel like, to pull him out. All right. So the 13th we see for the first time. Not such a bad hole. If you get the 4 or 5 on the white die, it's a little tougher. It's 440 yards. Par 4 sets up nicely for golfers that can bomb it with accuracy off the tee. And all of a sudden, we have a bunch of garbage. Yeah, hot girls. The only one is upstairs, and you know, you can't have any of her. So, Evan Aldrich will be first to play. He's actually lucky, which means he can use up his chips on a hole, and he'll get another one on the next. So he got that off of a special result roll. So let's roll it out. 2 is going to be golfer controlled, meaning we're going to check mostly his traits. 3, 3, 5. Is he a king? We look under the driver or the woods. No. Is he a hero? Yes, he is. So this will be an easy birdie putt. And he can use the blue chip to make it gimme. And this is a 6-6 miss putt away from joining Zelderloo and Aberle at -17. He rolls it, and it's in. Back-to-back birdies for Aberley, or not Aberley, Aldrich, my bad. I get my former English colonies mixed up here, Canadian, and well, I guess they're still technically under the flag of Britain, but I guess they're independent states, although sometimes you wonder. Hey Tim, and hey Scott. So let's go ahead with John Hudspeth. Guy we haven't seen much around here. He's in 93rd place. This tournament stands to help him greatly. Just make sure he doesn't get into any funny business into making the tour next year. So 1-1-3, we take the silver, black, and green and put them in ascending order. Is he scattered? No. Hacker? No. That's a moderate birdie putt. Doesn't have any chips, so he needs a 1-2, and he misses. So now easy par is the high roll, 6-6 miss. Oh, and he missed it. He yanks it. So that's a gimme bogey now for Hudspeth, and he makes that, but drops a shot here at 13 down to -14, and he is now in that position where we could think about dropping him out of contention and not showing him on our TV coverage. Martin Van Dyke. Hope everybody's having a good month of December so far. It's been reasonably good here. Looking forward to my last partial week of work for the year. Maybe do some live stuff on the channel here later in the week. We'll see how that shakes out. 235. Legend or shaper? Well, Martin Van Dyke is a shaper outright and a legend, a semi-legend. So he'll get another blue chip. And we go to the gallery cheers, and it's a 2, which he is a champion, so he has a gimme birdie putt. So that's the high roll, and he holds it out. So a birdie for Van Dyke. -14 himself. That's another guy you could think. The fact that he is in the top 20 makes me a little hesitant to pull him out of everything, so we'll just kind of leave him in. I feel like that's often the way it is. You know, the more prominent somebody is, the more we've seen them on TV, the more likely they're going to stay in the broadcast. So Trent McAdams playing the 12th. Relatively easy hole here, 389, so kind of a short to mid-range par 4. Dense trees protect the homes bordering the right side of the fairway. If I were playing this hole, those homes would be making phone calls to their insurance company. But 2 large bunkers protect the right front of the green. Hopefully the insurance policies have some kind of, like, you know, window replacement, siding, or just general medical. If someone's sitting out on their back porch, they might get some kind of spherical object lodged in their head. But anyway, that's beside the point. It's the original grognard, but I look at that and I say grognard because as an organic chemist, we use Grignard reagents. You know, it depends. In my business, it just is very dependent on what I'm working on at the moment. Sometimes I might use it for like months at a time, and then I might go for years without using a Grignard reaction. So anyway, the grognard, I guess, is how you pronounce it, but I have this temptation to call it grognard. So yeah, we haven't had any snow here, unfortunately. I was looking at the extended forecast a week ago and thought, ooh, we might have a white Christmas, but looks like the temperatures are going to be in like the 50-ish range in the Delaware Valley. So phooey, all you weatherheads who get snow. I was watching the Bills game last night, and there was a lot of snow up there. I'm like, why can't you send something my way? But all right, Trent McAdams has what is called extra control, which means we have the 2 degrees of course difficulty, right? Well, if you roll a white 4, someone with extra control will also control that particular roll. So instead this would be a 1 degree of course control for a guy like him. Makes him even less likely to use a blue chip to gain control. And so 3 means golfer controlled. So 366 goes shaper, and he's not a shaper. So this is going to be a check of his short game, and then the green 6 isn't so good for this. Stone, he isn't stone, but a difficult putt for par to remain 2 up on Yun Lee Song and Wyatt Sells. He needs a 1-3, and he makes it. So a confident stroke, and McAdams puts it home. Yeah, there is a little, there might be a little goofy thing there, but yeah. Grognard. So no such extra control for Alec Nolan, and he is the next to play here. But he does have control 2, 4, 5. We flip it back to the par 4 page, and he's not a legend, so this is also a short game check. A little better lie for him. Stone, he's not stone, so he has an easy par putt. So the high roll, and it is in there. Nolan, 7 behind. Only one over on the round. For me, it seems like he's been a little bit shakier, but all right. So here's Yun Lee Song, the Korean, looking to. You know what? Since we're going to be here for a bit, for a skosh, let's take a look here at the. This is not the one I want. Let's go to the stats. This will tell us. Yun Lee Song is, what was he, 40th, I think, maybe? Something like that. Yun, 42nd. Of course, that's in the points. This is money. Where are you, Yun? There he is. He does have a victory this year. So oh wait, no he doesn't. It just, I'm having trouble we're streaming and we got too many connections. But Yun Lee Song is looking for his first victory of the year. So, all right, after all that, let's go back to the camera page. Okay, and it's going to be course control, and it's going to be 35, so we go to Golf Cam course 2. Is it cordial? Semi-cordial with a dot, so this will be a clutch putt for birdie. Now, Yun is not a clutch putter. He's going to use a chip, or he's neutral, so he's going to make himself gold, hoping for the 1 to 5 range to work, and it doesn't. He misses that, so easy par, and he wastes a chip. That's a tough one. Job in West Seattle. My manager is going to be heading to Seattle soon. He's not Seattle. I think he's from north of Seattle. But all right. Okay, we are on the 17th. And Wyatt Sells is going to play this. He really needs this to work out. He's 201st in the... wait, no he's not. He's not 201st. Where is Wyatt? He's 49th. He's been toying with the idea of retiring and going into like retail since Wyatt Sells, but anyway, 430 yard par 4. The green's challenging, so you got to be a little. You don't want to necessarily take control of this, because even if you have control, some of those results go to the golf cam green, and then the challenging will really do you in. But anyway, the rolling fairway on this dogleg left hole includes a remnant Civil War era entrenchment. And if anybody sees Patrick Reed around, they're definitely going to want to jump into that entrenchment. But anyway, and there's a couple of little asterisks here where you get, if you're Shaper or Legend, they convert from a hazard into golf cam course. All right, Wyatt. Wyatt is 16, and he is semi-Shaper, doesn't have the dot, so it is definitely in the bunker, and with his tee shot, green 5, he is semi-sandy. We will roll to see if that is a yes. It's not, so he's going to have a difficult par putt. Needs a 1 to 3, and he misses that, so now a moderate for bogey. He doesn't want the repeat of the 6, but it is a bogey. Oh, that's birdie. That's not what I want. And he's going to drop to minus 18. Or no. Yeah, minus 18. There's a little lag in the scoreboard because the data is coursing through my Ethernet's veins at a very slow rate. 90 miles. Hold on, I got to move this. North of Seattle. Okay, well. I believe where he is from is a town called Spanaway, but that's just going off of memory. Okay, mostly because I think there's a NASCAR driver that used to be from there his name was Derek Cope. And so I remember the name Spanaway, Washington, because whenever Derek Cope was discussed on a NASCAR broadcast in the 80s, they would talk about him being from Spanaway, Washington. So, alrighty then. Back to 16, and we'll go with Aberley first. Aberley. He has control on 16, 256. Hoping for a birdie roll here. Let's see. He is a legend. He's going to get a blue chip. He's going to be able to... We're going to have to count his blue chips next time. And he's a green 2. Is he a champion? He is. He has a gimme birdie putt. He doesn't have to use a blue chip. He makes it. A birdie for Aberley. He's going to join Wyatt Sells at minus 18, 3 back. So Aberley had not only an eagle on the par 5-6, he holed out on 11 for his first ace of the year. So quite an accomplishment there for him to get an ace on 11. So let's roll out the out of contention doofuses. Neutral 4. Well, first off, it's 6. So this is going to be a bogey for Merida and a par for Alvestad. Okay. That is correct. He did. Okay. Derek Cope did win the Daytona 500. That was back in a day when NASCAR was more quaint and, I mean, rougher, but just a little more the ambiance of having, if you want to use ambiance, with guys that knew how to like tear apart cars and put them back together, as opposed to the current crop of, mojito, whatever, the silver spoon drivers that are out there now. So Zelderloo on 15. 4, 5, 6 is going to be Golf Cam Green. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6 are... Well, this is a par 3, so I think the 1, 2, 3 on a par 3 might be a little different there. Let me see. No, it's still Golf Cam. Anyway. 6, is it friendly or is he laser? Zelderloo is laser. He'll have a clutch birdie putt. Now, he has no chips, so he's going to have to hope for a 1 to 3 here. So, it's what, 8 feet? So, and he misses it. red chip, a little bit of a sting left afterwards. He's gonna sink his par. And now the other two in his group are out of contention. Let's roll them out here. Semi-daunting. 3 and 5 are both pars. Everybody pars. Whoop. Okay. Hello, Legends Sports Universe. Casey Kane. Okay, we got some. He's a little more recent than the other guys. Okay, so Evan Aldrich. Lucky gets the blue chip. We're at 14. Back-to-back birdies. Tough hole. He can't take control of this one. So he's going to have to take his... Oh boy, there are 3 1s. Unfortunately, he doesn't have control on this. So it's 11, rough and 2. But a green 1 will be a great lie. He's not a workman, so he's going to have a pin chance. So let's roll the white and the decider. If it's 1 and dot, it's in. Otherwise, it's 2. All right, so that's going to be an easy putt for par. He'll use the chip and make it a gimme. Whoa, I missed my little container. Gimme par, and he makes that. 3 birdies out of 5 holes on the back 9, and he is holding steady 4 back. Hoping for a surge on the final holes in here. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Al is definitely a swell dude. I don't always get to spend a lot of time going through people's other, I try some, but it's between rolling your own projects and, family stuff. Van Dyke's going to take control on this. He's pressing a little bit. He doesn't want a clutch putt if he can help it, because there's 2, 3, 4, because his clutch rating is semi-rust, so pretty poor putter there. Not a direct green. Is he dynamic? No. So it's going to go to right now. And right now he is semi-hot. 4 asks if he's hot, and the decider die is going to give it to him. So that's an easy birdie putt. And he's going to go 1 to 4, and it is in. So Van Dyke doing a very slow climb. I think he's not going to be able to get back into this, but at least he's playing well to close out the round. Now, John Hudspeth. He's a guy that we could potentially remove here soon. Golf Cam course on a daunting hole is good luck, but it's a 1. I think this is going to help him. Not cordial. Is he laser? No, he at least has a clutch putt for par. At least he might be able to get up and down. 1 to 3, needs a 1 to 3, and he gets it. So that'll earn him a blue chip. So we'll keep him in here for now. If he drops another stroke out, then we would probably pull the plug on Hudspeth. Okie dokie. Back to 13, and it will be Trent McAdams. And a white 6, he will take a patient par, earn a blue chip, and move right along. Alec Nolan next to play. Custom card that I've made. He's gonna want to keep every cent he earns because he needs it. That's gonna be rough and 2 and a green 3. He's not a workman on the recovery, so gimme par. He'll be happy with that. Stay 7 back. A top 10 finish would be a godsend for Nolan. Now, Yun Lee Song, on the other hand, he is hunting for bear here. So, That is golfer control. Go to the par 4 chart, 335. He's not a king, but he is a hero. This will be an easy birdie putt. He's going to try and make this without using a chip. Needs a 1 to 4, and the putter's been letting him down. So, give me par. Oh, boy, I saw 2 6s, and that green die came through to help him avoid the big problem. Well, thanks for saying that, D. Scott. I have done this a while. Using the phone was the way it worked at the beginning. My webcam kind of sucks now. I really need new hardware. It's kind of one of the reasons I don't really get more out, because anytime I kind of like look back at what I've been doing recently, I get a little depressed because it can be a little skippy. The color, the resolution, everything is a little bit. So it's not. But yeah, I mean the live stream is often a way to kind of like interact. A lot of times people won't be interested in sitting through. Like I'll talk about that later, but if you have a 2-hour video of gameplay, it's kind of tough to sit through. But if it's a live stream and people are interacted with, it can be a little more productive, I think. Might take a little more time for you because, the interaction with others does take some time, but that can also be very fruitful in terms of making you feel better. Having some interaction. So, but I do upload a lot of stuff, and again, I don't know as I'm really even that happy about it, because I feel like I should be spending more time editing. Instead, I just kind of like lump it all together and say, there's a lot of dead air, sorry. I need to roll games. I don't really want to be editing. It probably isn't a good use of... Probably wouldn't be a bad use of my time to edit, but it's just kind of tough to sit there. Again, with crappy hardware. If I had better hardware, it might be quicker and more enjoyable. Anyway, the 18th, Wyatt Sells here, this emerging contender. He would love a top 5, and a birdie here would go a long way. And this is a birdie hole. With a crisp drive, the green is reachable in 2, so that's where the semi-direct comes in. Wyatt is not going to get any benefit of his, because he doesn't have much length. He is more of a shaper, which is a guy who kind of can be a little more accurate with his drive, use the spin generated to shape the shot. But anyway, here's Sells on this 590-yard par 5. It's a long par 5. 145. Let's go to the chart and let's see how he finishes. 1-4. Is he a duffer? No, that's not under the woods. Hacker? He's not a hacker. It's not a firm green, so we go to Golf Cam Green. Unfortunately, it's semi-friendly, so that's not going in its favor. 5. Is it a friendly green? Semi-friendly, no dot, so no. So we're going to go right straight to easy par putt because it's not challenging either. So par to close out, and that is going to be a pretty solid round there. A 61 for Sells, but it's going to come up short, barring a number of collapses, which, given the holes that end the round, I don't think that's much of a problem. All right, so to 17, it'll be Rance Aberley coming off a birdie, and he will take control here on this par 4. Might as well. He's got chips to burn. He's kind of been stockpiling them here, and maybe he should have used more of them a little sooner. 1, 2, 4. He's not a duffer, not a firm green. It's golf cam green, and it's a challenging green. So there you go. 4 on the par 4. Friendly, no challenging. Yes, clutch bogey putt. He's going to make himself gold, and he does make the bogey putt, but that's going to pretty much torch any chance of him winning this thing. He needed birdie there, and it just, the dice came back to bite him. Out of contention, guys. Those are 2s on a normal hole. Those are pars for both of them. And now Elaine Zelderloo will play the 16th. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's, you know, it's gaming. Some of it is we're just sitting here. We like to do the play-by-play ourselves. You know, some people are going to come in and, but I think anybody who really wants to just get some idea of how the game plays, they may sit there, but they might only watch 1 or 2 videos until they decide, yeah, I like this game. I think I'm going to buy it, right? Maybe some people might want to watch for tips. Oh, is there anything I can cull from somebody playing the game, like chip usage, stuff like that? Unfortunately, I can gloss over that because time can be of the essence, right? So like Zelderloo here has a red chip. What should I do with this? Would this be a good spot to drop off the red chip? Maybe, but if this were a cordial hole, it probably would be a definite. That would be more worth it. The other thing you could say is, well, if he rolls, he's got a 50% chance of a course controlled. That's probably going to lead, or has a fair chance of leading to a clutch putt. And if you go with clutch putting, especially for a neutral player, if he misses one, he should, chances are it's going to, in the long run, even out. Doesn't mean that it's going to. You can definitely get on streaks, but sometimes I just like to use the clutch putt mechanism to sort of like smooth over the red chips. But it can also lead to a guy having 2 or 3 red chips. All right, Zelderloo's going to play this. And if he would have given the red chip up, this would be the same exact result, right? But it doesn't have to be. It's going to be rough in 2. And a green 6, so now he's semi-master but doesn't have the dot, so it's a double difficult putt for par. And so he's going to lag. I have a lag rule that I use. Nothing changes. It goes to easy bogey. Let's go ahead and spend the red chip here to make it moderate bogey and hope he doesn't get a 6. And so that worked out okay. That's another one I like to try to do, and it can be a little dicey, but 5 out of 6 times it's going to work. Take it easy to moderate, but it's the 6th one that really hurts. So out of contention. So the second to go here, which would be Westinghouse, is actually going to get a birdie out of it with the 1. The other one's going to get a par. Okay, back to 15 now. And so it's going to be Martin Van Dyke, who's on a bit of a streak here. 1 chip to use, and he gets control. 2, 3, 4 on the par 3. Is he dynamic? Oh, if he were dynamic, he'd have a birdie putt. Now, he's going to have one anyway, probably. Experience. He is an icon, so he's going to get an easy birdie putt. And to keep his streak going, he's going to go ahead and use it to make a gimme birdie. Oh, boy. And he makes it. So 3 in a row, 4 out of 5. Van Dyke to minus 16. Climbing up towards the top 5. Next up will be lucky Evan Aldrich on the par 3. He can't take control of this one. And so 36 is rough and 1, and a green 6. Uh-oh, he's going to have to improve this, I think. rough in 1 on a par 3 and a green 6. Is he mastered? No. Double difficult putt for par. He's going to use his blue chip to make it difficult. Can he get a 1 to 3? Oh boy, it showed 2 for a second, so no. Moderate bogey putt, and he does make that, but that's a costly bogey. Back to minus 16 with 3 holes to play. That, I think he's going to run out of time here. John Hudspeth now. 56 Golf Cam course and a green 4. Is it daunting? Semi-daunting, no doubt. So he's going to get a clutch birdie putt here. So this is one where if Hudspeth was closer to the top, what the heck? We're going to use it. 1 to 5, he makes it. He would have missed it otherwise. And if he misses it there, he loses the blue chip. So it's kind of like one of those, you can double up or you know, double or nothing. All right. Well, the chat has kind of stabilized here for a bit, so I'll keep on it going. 14. So this looks like it's going to be McAdams getting another win, right? Let me bring it up on my phone here because I think that will be a little less disastrous on my. Let's see. Does McAdams have 3 wins? 3 wins, 10 top 10s, 7.69 million in earnings this year. And so we've got daunting. He's going to use 2 chips, even though he has extra control. Avoid the potential double bogey that can come with a Golf Cam course roll. 1, 2, 6. Not a direct green, and he's not stone, so we go to mood. His mood is neutral. He is not stormy. This is going to be a gimme birdie putt. Wow, the green one on the, for experienced, unmooted guys on, and anybody, just about anybody who isn't cold, that's the roll that gets you the gimme birdie putt. So got to avoid 6s, and that is in. Another birdie for Trent McAdams. He has a bogey-free round going, 5 under par, and he extends his lead to 3, pending what goes on with Yun Lee Song. Here's Alec Nolan. He doesn't have enough chips, so Golf Cam green on the 24. Well, and he's going to get a break because this is semi-challenging, and the decider die is going to take that away. So 3, is it challenging? No. Gets a clutch birdie putt. Semi-gold, 1 to 4, and it's a 6. He's going to lose the chip, and there's a easy par putt. And now Yun Lee Song, the primary challenger to McAdams right now. He only has 1 chip. So it's going to be 13 woods in 1, or trees in 1. Green 3, he should get out of this without a problem. Not a workman, so an easy par. So 6-6 miss. He makes it. Okay, so to the 18th. Yeah, Grognard, it's a really interesting game. I think small tours are probably a really good use of this tournament mode. Here we can move Sells off now because he's not gonna get it done. But what it does is it kind of gives you a, if you could do, let's say, a 10 tournament tour, just to wet the whistle, that at least gives you, you can kind of see how the rankings as far as like the tournament ratings and stuff, work themselves out. And that's, you probably need more like a 25 to, if you really want to get it down and have it sort of like flush things out in a way that looks a little more consistent with the ratings. But I think if a 10 tournament, and if you're not into the fictional, just go ahead and pick up one of the real, the sets based on real numbers. Heck, you could even get some that may even be for free on like the Delphi forum. One of the guys that often shows up here, Larry Rice, has made a set. There's a couple of others that I'm acquainted with pretty decently that have also made sets. If you don't, that kind of would go along with the ones that Play sells. So this game does have a pretty dang good, like, user created base of fun stuff, whether it's courses, whether it's golfer sets. So it's it's slowed down a little bit of late, and I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning is for that. Maybe just the people who did a lot of that don't have as much time. But let's get 18 done here. Well, let's see. So the first guy to go is going to be Alvestad, and he gets par. The second one we need to, that's going to be a birdie either way, right? Yeah, birdie either way. So that's Merida. And that's going to close out this group, aside from Rance Aberley. And he has 2 blue chips. Maybe he'll get his 3rd eagle on the day. We'll see. 3, 5, 6. Scatter or Puny? Nope. Hero? Yes. But he's going to get another blue chip, so he's going to have one left over. And it's a green 6, so that's not going to... That'll get him a difficult birdie. We'll let him use 2 of them to get up to easy. So difficult to moderate, moderate to easy, and he makes his birdie. And he's got one he's just going to chuck away. So Aberley finishes minus 18, tied for 3rd right now. See how the rest of the lead golfers come in, but he's tied with Sells. So they're pretty much static. It's just a matter of whether Zelderloo, who we're going to see next here on 17, can overtake them. So Alain Zelderloo. Well, first off, we're going to do Westinghouse because he's the first one in the group. So neutral 3 is a par. And now it'll be Alain Zelderloo. And it's going to be 24. It's going to be in the sand with his approach shot on this par 4. And a 6. He's not sandy, so he's going to have to scramble for a bogey here. So there is the lag to give himself an easy bogey putt, and that is in. I used the wrong dice, but it won't make a difference. Now he's at minus 16, and it looks like he's probably going to be out of any kind of 3rd place. That's another par. All right, to 16. Cool. So yeah, so that's something that this fictional college set is what I've been horsing around with lately, and with 2nd season, and it's been pretty fun. You try to imagine where, which players or teams might have some basis for the guys that are used there, but at the moment all I have left to do is the kind of the, what would I say, kind of like the highlight game of the whole thing, which is this Nitro Bowl that's going to be coming up with it's Old Alabama and Michigan Union. And some of the names are a little quirky, but it's, they're just trying to get away from any potential copyright stuff. So at 16, we're going to go with Van Dyke. And it's been interesting. He's going to get a patient par here on the par 4. I'm going to go ahead and throw the chip down there for Evan Aldrich, but John Hudspeth will be next. He's going to get a chip and a patient par. It always feels good to like clear that first group. You know, it's just that now you know things. You know, the multiplicity of it all kind of like starts to peter itself out there. Now, do we want to take control of this or? Yeah, let's take control of this. What the heck? It's not a challenging hole as far as not a challenging green, so 1-4-4. Let's see how it plays out here for Mr. Aldrich, the Aussie. He alleged no champion, nope. Golf cam green. Par 4 green, nope, not. That's gonna be a clutch putt for par, and he is semi-gold, so misses that. Now a bogey, easy bogey. Can't get a red chip there because he already spent a chip. 15 for your leaders. It's gonna be Trent McAdams at the par 3. Got to avoid the water, and he's gonna get. Ooh, that's interesting because you could forego the patient par and use that 3, but let's see. Yeah, he would need to be soft to really make it worth it, but he's going to take the patient par there. At this point, when you're 3 shots ahead, you could take pars and be in the position where you're just forcing others to be aggressive. 166. Ooh, is this direct? No, it isn't. Well, this is going to be a pin chance. So, could we get another hole in one in these groups? This would be Alec Nolan. He needs a 1 and a dot, and it would be a hole in 1. Otherwise, he will be left with a birdie putt, and it's a 5. So that's a moderate birdie. 1-2, and he holds it out. So a good birdie for Nolan. And now Lee Song, he needs birdies. The bogey on 11 that he had is looming large right now. 14 is in the water, and there goes the main contender for Trent McAdams. This looks like it's going to be a walk in the park on the way in here. Let's see. Yun Lee Song is not hot, so moderate putt for bogey. 1-5. He does make that, but that is another unforced error, and it is going to leave McAdams 4 ahead with 3 to play. That is a heck of a catbird seat to be in. Ready just to pounce. I thought I saw a putty tap. I did see a putty tap. Anyway, wait, we got 18. We got this group here. How I jumped ahead. What do we have? We have Westinghouse and Granbury. Let's get these two guys out of the way first. That's a birdie and maybe a bogey. What? Oh, there's a dot. So, yeah, bogey, right? Yeah, bogey. Bogey for Granbury. Not a hole you want a bogey, but you just don't have any choice. If you don't play well, you... All right, Zelderloo. All these changes you put me through, Zelderloo. 2-4-4. Not a king. He is a champion. He'll get a blue chip. He can improve whatever birdie putt comes out of this. A 4 is he's not utility. Moderate birdie putt. He'll make it easy. 1-4, and he will finish in sole 5th place, and he makes it. So Zelderloo counteracts the bogey on 17 with a birdie on 18, and he should finish in 5th unless Van Dyke finds a birdie or two here. 17. Speak of the devil, here is Martin Van Dyke, the Dutch disaster, and he will take a par. He'll have 2 blue chips to make. If he can get an eagle putt on 18, that might just do the leapfrog on Alain. Hudspeth, that's going to be 22, which is Golf Cam course. Green 6, is it daunting? No, it's not. Only challenging green. So a clutch putt for birdie. He will spend the chip to make it 1-5, and it's a 6. So easy par. It's been one of those days for Hudspeth, just not enough forward momentum. He was 1 over on the front and just couldn't get enough going on the back. And now Evan Aldrich, lucky, but the luck has run out. Bogeyed the last 2, taking some chances. He's going to take control of this, and I put it right down the wrong thing. That was weird. 1, 2, 4. I think he just had this roll. This might not have worked out so well before. Duffer, no. He wishes he was. Firm green, no. Golf Cam green. Should have learned my lesson. I told you, don't use Golf Cam green, or don't take control on a challenging green. And what do? I take control on a challenging green. 4. Friendly, no. Challenging, yes. Clutch putt for bogey. He does make the bogey, and that's 3 in a row. And there goes Evan Aldrich, plummeting down the leaderboard, minus 14, almost completely erasing all of his gains. So that's a shame. All right, 16, and it will be Alec Nolan first to play. Just trying to get through this because it feels like McAdams is a shoe-in here. Rough in 1, green 3. Should be probably an easy par putt, I'm guessing. Let's see. Rough in 1. Green 3. Workman. He's not a workman. Easy par putt. Good guess. And he holds it out. So your leader, Trent McAdams, comes to the 16th. No water on this hole. He's just going to play it straight up, save his bits. Now he does need he needs a clutch putt to earn a blue chip. He's just going to go ahead and play the blue chip to avoid a possible bogey as much as he can, and that makes him gold, and that makes the 1-5 the range, and he gets that. So Yunli Song 22, Golf Cam course, green 3. Cordial, daunting, neither of those, so it's a clutch putt for par for Lee Song. He's going to try and hold on to that chip, and he does. Earns a second one. Double or nothing. It's double to the 17th. Actually, to the 18th, excuse me. To the 17th for that group. Martin Van Dyke going to close this out. He's got 2 blue chips. 1, 2, 3 on the par 5 chart. What is this going to bring us here? Is it a direct green? Unfortunately, the decider die says no, and he's not gilded. He is a champion. An easy putt for birdie. He will make. I'm just going to get rid of the other chip. He'll make it gimme. And he makes the putt. And he will close out at minus 17, tied with Zelderloo for 5th place. John Hudspeth playing his final hole of the tournament. 166. Yeoman, no. Hero, no. Champion, yes. Easy birdie putt, 1-4. He drops it. finishes minus 16. Actually, a pretty good tournament for him. Finished 7th. Now, lucky, really unlucky Evan Aldrich here, looking to get one last chance at a birdie. 2-3-6. Duffer no. Direct. Still no. It's going to be short game. Green 3. Soft no. Easy putt for par. He'll make a gimme. There's his par. Now to 17. Gonna need an epic collapse from McAdams, or else he's pretty much doing the victory stroll. Alec Nolan, 4-4-5. He does get control. He rolls the white 1 the only way, barring using chips. Hot, semi-hot, no dot, so no. Gilded, no. Mood, he is stormy, so not sunny. That's a double difficult putt for birdie. He's going to lag. Leaves him an easy par. And my lag is 1-1 or 6-6 are necessary to have any adjustment. So I've posted a number of times on various videos, and I'm not going to spend much time talking about it here. Trent McAdams doesn't have control. 36 is rough and 2 with a green 3, so should again get the easy par here, I would think. Rough and 2, green 3. Workman, he's not a workman, he's actually a master, so a gimme par putt. It's even better for him. Holes it out. Par for McAdams. 4-shot lead. Well, maybe it could be 3. Lee Song's going to use a chip. Try and find a way into some kind of a birdie or eagle here. 2-3-5. No. Not for the eagle. Birdie maybe still. Let's see. Legend or shaper. He's a legend. We go to 3. Hero or... Yeah, he's both of those. So easy birdie putt. He'll use the chip. Make it gimme. So there's a birdie for Lee Song. That brings him to within 3. So it's going to need a 3-shot swing here on 18. Only a hacker finds water here, so it's pretty... It's going to need some real comic gold here for McAdams to lose this. Well, there's triple 3s, or quad 3s, in fact. So we've got a special result for Yun Lee Song. This thing isn't quite over yet. An eagle could be possible. You want 11 if you want an eagle, but 13, blown birdie putt prompts uncalled for comment from the gallery. Moderate putt for par and stormy the rest around. Well, he's done with his round. That's a par. And that, so a triple bogey is necessary to even get a playoff hole here. So Alec Nolan, 115. How is he going to finish up? He should get the top 10 here, right? Should be top 10. Yeoman, Scatter, no. Champion, no. Stormy, yes. Uh-oh. So that's going to lead to a short game check. Green 5, soft, no. He's going to need a moderate putt for par. And doesn't get that easy bogey. So he's going to drop tied for 9 here, I think. Or maybe tied for 8th. Tied for 8th. That's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. And now McAdams looking for just a simple ride in. It's going to be a tough one, though, or a little bit tougher than he'd like. Rough in 3 on the par 5. Green 3, a workman. He's not a workman. That leads to a gimme putt for par. It doesn't even need that blue chip. There is your winner, Trent McAdams, with a 5 under par finish to his round, a steady bogey-free round, and he wins his 4th of the year and has a a stranglehold on Player of the Year with 4 wins. Wins another $1.2 million. Second place, Yun Lee Song. 3 back. Gets $750,000, a little over that. Then you have Sells and Aberley, Van Dyke, Zelderloo, Hudspeth, Westinghouse. Oh, I should probably put it to this screen. That will help you see it. Hudspeth, Westinghouse, Evan Aldrich, Alec Nolan, and then tied for 11th, Jay Laufenberg, Gil Granbury, tied for 13th, Tengen Haikichi, Soren Overgaard, Sonny Lemons, Palmiro Cavallari, Newt Washburn, Myung Cho, and a whole host of others. So that's as much as I will carry on about here. And let's see. The screen is dark. What's going on with it? Could it be? Could it be? Can anything work the way it's supposed to, please? All right. And yeah. 1 minute, because this thing, like I said, my hardware is hardware. It's like really hard to use. All right. Haha. I look like Freaky Santa. Santa that you do not want anywhere around your kids. Maybe. I don't know. All right. And it's getting warm because I have this computer running stuff. Anybody still hanging around, please feel free to make as much fun as you want. But things are pretty fun with my hair right now. I'm going to move this over here so I can actually kind of like sort of see. Anybody? Viewer 6. Hey, if you're still out there and you want to talk, you want to throw a chat out there, please, by all means. I need to stand up because I've been sitting on my duff for way too long. Yeah. So, that is tournament 29. We are up to the final tournament of the Tenacious Golf Tour season. That will be 30 of 30, and it's going to be the Tenacious Championship. So, and I don't, at least I have hair. Although my wife does remark that a little bit up here might be getting thin. I don't know. I just want to, my thought is that it's just getting light, like starting to gray out a little bit, but she might be right. It's either that or, I don't know. Maybe this one's better. See, the story is my missus works in the school district, and it's like some kind of like spirit week. The teachers, some of them go all out, and so she has been so she wanted to be, I guess it was Scrooge, so that's why she had this and this. To buy this nightcap, she had to get 4. So this is the one I've been wearing. I kind of like this one. It's because it's kind of like, it's tough to see the color, but it's like green and blue, which are like 2 of my favorite colors. Yeah, hair can be good. It takes time. doesn't really amount to much as far as any. I don't know. I rarely hear, if I'm watching a television show or a podcast where someone's talking about the attractiveness of somebody. It gets pretty down there. Oh, I love their hair, or especially of a. Well, I don't listen to a lot of podcasts with gals talking about dudes, but I don't imagine they say, "Oh, I really think that dude's hair is pretty cool." I mean, I could be wrong about that. I don't mean to overly generalize. I'm just saying, I think when you get to be many of our age, this hobby is somewhat dominated by men that are starting to age out of the dating scene. And probably the people that are in their potential pool of candidates who would be interested in them, they're probably not going to mind so much if they've got some pattern baldness, or even if they just decide, you know what, I want to go with the Heisenberg shaved head look, because that kind of looks badass, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm hoping this week to do a little more. I do have a video that will be coming out that I've uploaded, and it is the whole game of the Punch Bowl. I should have done that during the video, but I didn't. So in the Punch Bowl, we have Nebraska A&M and Georgia Northern. So two completely fictional college teams. Georgia Northern is rated 2nd, Nebraska A&M 8th, and it is stem to stern. I was going to do it. I've been breaking them into 2 batches, and I'm like, I got to the point where I wanted to finish the game. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to package up the whole thing. If somebody is interested in watching this, then, it would be great to have people check it out, but it's up to them. Second season is a very a very fun game. It can be intense too. I think anytime you're playing football on the tabletop, you have to balance the intensity of how much you're checking things versus, like, Stratomatic Basic can get a little too simplistic. You can get some, like, if you get the rolls that are like 12 or 2, and you can get some, like, what seem to be canned reception numbers that just feel a little bit like weird. So second season doesn't have quite as much of that. Still a little bit, like, receptions can be R yards, and so it's like, or half R, which you can have a receiver have like the same catch figures for like 2 or 3 different receptions, right? Like the yardage gained. But all in all, I think it's a pretty good facsimile. Now, I've been using the in-game play caller and not been calling plays. I think the best way to do the game is to call the plays for both teams offensively and let a defensive coordinator call the defenses. Just because, especially if you're playing with a modern set, I really just think you need to be able to beef up your pass calls so that you're, guys like Mahomes and Allen and Rodgers, Brady to an extent, although Rodgers and Brady are definitely, getting older for that. Burrow, Herbert, 400-yard games are almost, those guys might have like 3 or 4 400-yard games in a season. And so I think the only way really to get up to there is to be able to just say, okay, we're going to call passes and we're going to call more passes. So, yeah, number 29 there, Larry. And so I'm not going to say anything more so you can watch it over. But those of you who have caught it live, you know how it resulted. But yeah, we're going to be moving into Tournament 30. I want to get it done before Christmas because Play has the next set of these cards out, the PNG, and I want to go and get those once I that's going to be kind of like my Christmas gift to myself. And then I'll probably take a bit of a break from this, but looking in the new year to start up season 4. I already have plans in the books for it as far as like what's going to happen, but yeah. Now the thing is, I've been taking a little break from the golf anyway. This has probably been a 2-month break, maybe a month and a half, something like that, between 28 and 29. So the other thing I have is the Underneath tour, which I don't know if I'm gonna. I have to decide if I'm gonna play that out. I could just go ahead and say, you know what, it's defunct, but we'll see. I feel like that's the. I feel like that's an easy way to wuss out. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, this is my favorite. So I got a Sam Adams. I'll tell you, Sam, went to Sam's Club, right? And they have a liquor store there that has beer and stuff. And it's just that the selection isn't so hot as far as like if you want like a certain type of like hazy IPA or whatever. So I got the Sam Adams like variety case. It's like the Christmas winter selection. And so this is called the cold IPA, which is crisp and hoppy. And so that is the one that is most like the hazy, juicy IPAs that I like. So cheers, everybody. Ah, yeah. So, there's that. I haven't gotten much soccer done in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, the World Cup just finished up. Congratulations to Argentina. Lionel Messi. I guess there's not going to be any more gnashing of teeth over whether Messi is one of. I mean, he was already one of the greatest. Is he the greatest of all time? I think that's really for people to, again, just kind of fight about. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the game has just evolved so much tactically that it's really tough to say. How would he stack up to a guy like Maradona, who is his countryman, or Pele, or any of the other like Austrian players and stuff like that? But so anyway, it's I mean, I guess it's fine. I definitely would have preferred to see somebody else win. Other than those two teams, France won the previous one, so it's always kind of nice to see the defending champion get pipped on it. Yeah, I mean Messi is such a good player. You have to give it to him. Brazil's kind of a hot mess in ways. There's no way they should have been losing to Croatia. But I don't know. It'll be here in 4 years, and so that should be interesting. There's going to be some changes. You won't have CR7. You won't have Messi. You probably won't even see Croatia in the tournament next year or in 4 years, because I think, with Modric gone, it's going to really, they're going to need, those are some big shoes to fill. Are you going to see any of the North American teams make progress? I don't know. It just seems like the North American teams just kind of like beat themselves over the heads with whatever politics go behind the entire sport in this country. So, as far as this country goes, Canada's wrapped into it as well, right? Because the top team in Canada, the top 3 teams in Canada are all in Major League Soccer. So they're still somewhat tied at the hip to MLS until they, I still hope that they break away here in the next few years, and they already have sort of a Canadian Premier League that's more of like a second division. That needs to ascend. They need to get out of MLS because I think if they were to get out of MLS, I think that they would ascend above America in terms of probably the quality of players, because Major League Soccer just does things dumb in a lot of ways. But anyway. So, all right, I'm going to sign off now. So, be on the lookout, I would say, later this week. Possibly on Christmas Eve, I would do the final round of the Tenacious Championship, which would wrap it all up. It'd be nice to have this bow tied by Christmas. Let's say Thursday, I'm planning to be off, and my hope is that I would be able to play that Nitro Bowl. I'd like to play it live, and just, if it takes 4 hours, it takes 4 hours. It's going to be the first day of my holiday sabbatical. About a week and a half. So that'll be nice. And so it'd be nice to be able to play a full game on here, stem to stern, and so we'll see if that happens. Just depends on a bunch of things. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend here. We're coming up to the end of it. It's heading towards 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. Thanks to all you guys, Grognard, Dwayne, Scott, Larry showing up towards the end, Tim a little earlier. Legends Sports Universe was in here. Sex Find, what the heck is that? I don't know. Anyway, they stopped posting, fortunately. John West right at the top. Thanks for hanging out here, and a lot of you are here for any time I live stream. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's been a little less. I mean, I'm looking over here at the screen here, and it looks like it's not chopping up too much. Now, I'm not running as much of the spreadsheet stuff. It's just once I do hope at some point to upgrade my hardware. When I do that, maybe I'll feel a little more energized about how everything, looks and appears. Of course, I'm worried about looks, and what do I have on my head? And I'm wearing a stupid robe, right? But I don't know. It's nice and warm. But anyway, yeah. Thanks to you guys who support me and support a lot of the other people who stream and put out videos. I mean, we're just trying to. First and foremost, we want to have fun, but we also want to entertain, and I think most of the time we do. But anyway, so, and if you have any suggestions, just throw them in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. I'm going to be shutting down the live stream here soon. So anyway, cheers. Enjoy this week of heading up to the Christmas holiday towards a week from today. Enjoy college bowl games that are going to be coming fast and furious now for the next week and a half. And we will see you back here on Tenacious Sports probably midweek. So see you then. And that is it for the Georgia Open from Eastlake. Take care.